welcome to everyone watching. So, we have been partnering with Impact Radio because we wanted to give their listeners just a little bit more insight. We have quite a few radio interviews, but we hardly ever have enough time to really actually give them a look into what is it that we do. And sometimes with nonprofits, it's that we do work and we talk about systems and we talk about programs, but actually, it is people. We talk about changing people's lives or impacting them. That's also such a overused phrase, but just impacting a life and seeing God actually making space for God to work in a life. And so our hope is that with today, as we're doing this fundraising campaign and we're trusting for 56 individuals that will partner with us to to empower one girl's journey. And this year we have 56 students at Pure Hope, where you also a teacher. And we have 4 bursary students. So Portia was a student at Pure Hope, and you were one of our bursars, one of the very first ones. And it's almost like, this is just to give a picture of when you take hands with us. There's also an opportunity for businesses. I think it's about 6,800 Rand a month, which leads up to a total tax benefit or an investment of 80,000 Rand. And we're hoping that this would just give a picture of what that could do in a life like it did for you and for like Ayanda that is in East London now. So Portia, so welcome.
Thank you.
I think let's start at the very beginning. When I started those first classes, I remember I had no idea what I was doing. Thank you for being my guinea pig. But when I started introducing ballet to you, what what did you think about it, and what did it later on, what did it mean to you as someone living in Plastic View? So tell us a little bit about where you grew up, and then those first classes and those first few years. What was ballet for you?
Yeah. So obviously, a lot of us we don't really know what ballet was. We've never seen ballet, so it was something very, very strange. It looked beautiful, but it was something seriously strange for us. But ballet really quickly became a safe space for me. It became a place where I was acknowledged for who I am and and how I can dance as well. Because considering like the circumstances in which I grew up at Plastic View and like the relationship that I have with my dad, academics was always a way for me to try and get approval from him. And dance class was like a place where I didn't have to earn anybody's approval. I could just come to class and just be. Yeah.
And you were naturally talented from the beginning. You were one of the ones who stood out. So when we teach the class, our focus is, especially now more than it was in those days, identity. So we want to create an opportunity for everyone there to learn about what God says about them. And then those who naturally take to the ballet that we teach, then we try to create opportunities for them to go further. So I think when you guys, I know you are from Lesotho, your parents moved here actually to give you better opportunities. But Portia, did you consider yourself someone who was going to get a university degree when you started off?
So it's so funny because I always tell a lot of people that ask me this. I grew up in Plastic View, so and then you have this church. So it's like this line that's very different, 2 different sides. This side that is full of opportunities, and then there's this side that absolutely no opportunities, very much limitless. And from a very young age, I think I have only God to thank for that. I don't know how it could have happened, but I have always known that even though this is where I grew up, that I was destined for a better life than where I grew up. And I didn't know how that was going to happen. I didn't know how I was going to make it to university, let alone how I was going to make it to high school, because the school that I went to, Pure Hope, they taught us we had English and Afrikaans. And to get in a school that can teach Afrikaans as a first home language, you have to pay fees that we could not necessarily afford. So the school fees as well. High school was also like a stumbling block, but I just knew that I am going to end up there, but I don't know how. But I knew that I was going to end up there. And I think the contrast between Plastic View and Moreleta Park just really imprinted itself in my brain.
I think that's also that contrast, because I was a member of that church when I was still at high school, and they had us write a an essay on something that concerned us.
Yeah.
And I remember what concerned me was
Yeah.
how would people living in Plastic View community,
Yeah.
how would they know that Jesus is alive and that he
Yeah.
can love people? And I
Yeah.
think that was what drew me to,
Yeah.
because I'm like, the gospel is like for everyone. But it seems like you were determined from a young age. Do you think most people in that community believe that there's more for them?
There's not a lot of people that actually believe that. It's actually very heartbreaking because a lot of people, because it's a cycle, because their mom, their grandparents have lived that cycle, that is very hard for them to
They end
often
up
see. Yeah,
believing.
they end up believing that, oh, this is my way, I have to end up as well. So it's really heartbreaking to see people that you grew up in the same environment and see them not rise to the occasion or rise to their full potential.
Do you think the fact that you did ballet and you realized, okay, I could do something with this because you had potential and
Yeah.
and we exposed you to dance in the dance theater,
Yeah.
did that create, maybe put you in places where your dreams could go a little bit further?
Definitely. Like they always say, knowledge is key. So if you do not know of something, if you do not know that something exists, then how can you even dream of it? So I think definitely for sure the exposures that I got from Rhythm of Hope, the exposures that I got from Peer Hope opened my eyes to a future that's far better than the one that I had anticipated.
So just for our audience, because I am a dancer, I love dance. I think it's the best gift that anyone gave me. That's why I
Yeah.
wanted to share it. But for someone out there, what did ballet teach you beyond to point your toes and to pull up your tummy and to carry yourself beautifully?
Yeah.
What else does ballet, do you think, teach
Yeah.
someone?
So Bella actually teaches a lot of life lessons that people actually really need. One of those being self-control and discipline and showing up when you don't want to. And that one was a really big one for me that later on really carried me through, especially when I lost my mom. Um, there's a lot of times in ballet class that you don't want to show up because your feet hurt or something is hurting or you're scared because you can't remember your steps, but you show up because that's what ballet teaches you. It teaches you commitment, it teaches you resilience. And those are some of the very, very important skills that I have learned out of ballet and dance.
And has it helped you in other areas, like in school or now that you're navigating? I mean, you're working as a teacher,
Yeah.
you are studying through Oros,
Yeah.
you are doing your dance teaching diploma, and you're working with us
Yeah.
like part time as well. So, how has those things served you in your life?
Yeah. And a lot of one point that we always talked about as well when I was in Pro Arte is you learn, really, really learn, you're forced to learn time management with dance because you have so many stuff that you need to get through when you are dancing. It teaches you to like manage your time wisely, and that really applies to now having to do like a couple of things in a week or yeah. So it helped a lot with that, the time management as well. And like also you get to a point in dance where you are able to do multiple roles or multiple dances, and it also teaches you to prioritize and see, okay, what is important, what is not important, what do I have to let go, and what do I have to continue with, and what is important.
Right, that's true. There
Yeah.
is that learning to be in this role, but you're learning that role, and
Yeah.
just being aware of, yeah, especially company. I think
Yeah,
helped a lot with that.
company taught me a lot of skills that I later now realize, yeah.
Can you describe a moment where you maybe felt like giving up in life, giving up in something, giving up, where the fact that you were part of this program, I think specifically Rhythm of Hope's bursary program, um, can you think of a moment like that where it helped you?
Actually, I have a couple, but the most recent one is I am doing my dance teacher training through DASA, and my mentors is Hasty, and I think Betty is. I'm not sure if Betty is my mentor, but she helps as well. And after school, for those that know, I wanted nothing to do with dance, and I wanted to go to law, and I was like, I'm done with dancing because yeah, there's like a lot of experiences that really broke down what dance was for me, and it really damaged my self-confidence in dance. And
Especially the pressured environment
yeah,
in the high school that you were
yeah,
at.
like I really struggled in believing that I am good enough and that I could stand in front of a class and teach somebody, because I simply just believed that I was not good enough, and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And my mentor and my dance teacher, how they just handled and how they took took the situation for me was just so healing, because it happened as well in ministry dance, but ministry dance and ballet is not the same. And having somebody that taught me ballet react completely different to the situation that I was going through last year really healed something within me. And I mean, yesterday we were learning a variation from Ophelia, and it was so crazy how like I fell in love with classical ballet again, and it was like yeah. So I'm very glad that people like that still are out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing dance as you understand it, but doing it in a different way.
Yeah, doing it,
because
yeah.
the heart is ministry.
Yeah, because the artist
Wow.
ministry, yeah.
So you said to stand in front of a teacher, stand in front of a classroom takes a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
So my question is, you are now going to be a qualified teacher. How many hundreds of children do you think will be impacted over your career because one person decided that you are worth investing in?
Sure. So it's almost like when you plant a seed in one person and a flower germinates, and then after it germinates as well, it also plants seeds. So if you believe in that one person can now go and impact people in the class. Like, let's say me just being a teacher, I can stand in front of the class and I can just be myself and have people learn from what I've learned and the mistakes that I've made and some of the things that I've learned in this journey of mine. And every person can take something different, and they can then also go and impact other people's lives. So it does not stop with me, it does not end with me. It continues to overflow to everybody else that I have an encounter with or meet. Yeah.
For me, there was such a profound moment when we went to Eswatini,
Yeah.
which was now the first time you guys were teaching all the workshops.
Yeah.
But just seeing how those kids looked up to you. I remember that session where you were wearing that tutu. And I mean, it's something that they'd never seen. Here is a girl that looks like them.
Yeah.
I mean, I could have gone and teach them, but then again, it's not someone who looks like them.
Yeah.
And I mean, even at Pure Hope, how the girls are now like, oh my goodness, teacher Portia.
Yeah.
When she comes and teaches,
Yeah.
there's just a different, profound, because now it's someone who comes from their circumstances and they are now teaching them.
Yeah.
There is nothing more powerful. For me, that was such a full circle moment.
Yeah.
And just to see now each of them, because I mean, did you think you were going to be able to teach when I was initially teaching you?
Yeah, no. I never really I did not see that one coming.
Because we also relate to people more who look like us.
Yeah, and I think it's something very common, especially in our culture, when we see a lot of white people excel, then it's like, oh, it's a white people thing, because a lot of them don't think that they can get to that place. They don't believe that it can one day be them. So seeing somebody that looks like you, that came from the same circumstances as you, achieve it, really has a different element to it. And I mean, I was crazy obsessed with Michaela. Like, I cried so much when I found out that she passed. And I think it's very much that, like, knowing that she was also a girl that grew up in horrible circumstances and she rose above that.
So do you think, now realistically, because I think you have a better idea of what Lesotho looks like than I do. I've seen Eswatini, I've seen Madagascar, I've been to Zim, but I haven't been very far into Africa as far as I want to. Do you think ballet will be a good addition? Do you think it would be something that would bring good if it's done in a way, like you said, ministry heart, that type of thing? Do you think it's something that would do good, or do you think it doesn't really fit?
I believe it would definitely do good, because seeing that I have learned so much, and I'm also a girl from Lesotho, and there's girls from Swaziland that probably learning a lot more as well. And there's, I think, girls from all over Africa. I've seen, like, on YouTube how there's girls from Ghana doing ballets in their backyards. So I definitely believe it can do good. And I mean, there's a lot of lessons that you learn from dance, a lot of life skills that you learn from dance that you can use in every route that you take in life, any country that you go to.
I love how ballet, for me, is a tool to teach a girl, like, that dignity of I belong to someone important. We always tell the girls that it it was birthed from the royal
Yeah.
palaces,
Yeah.
and it was a way to exclude the
Yeah.
commoner because we were so.
Yeah.
But just to see the girls then realize, oh my goodness, but I'm also a child of the king.
Yeah.
I'm also a child of the king.
Yeah.
This is now not a scripted question, but do you feel like a child of the king, Portia?
Yes, I do. It took me very long to get to a place because I grew up in a school where we were taught about Jesus. Like, we're always told Jesus loves you, Jesus loves you, Jesus loves you. You are a daughter of the king. And until you truly believe that for yourself, I don't think you'll ever really believe that when people tell you. And the past couple of years, I have come so close. Like, a lot of, especially a lot of things, how like my life turned out, and a lot of difficult situations that I've encountered has forced me to get to a place whereby I am able to now with confidence say that I know I'm a child of God and I know He loves me.
Yes,
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't have, when I met you
Yeah.
12, 13 years ago,
Yeah.
have known that at such a young age you would lose your mom,
Yeah.
you would lose your foster mom,
Yeah.
and you would actually be in a place where you only have God to trust
Yeah.
for everything.
Yeah.
And I mean, to see Him every single year open doors
Yeah.
when you need something.
Yeah.
For me, it's like, it's something that I taught you,
Yeah.
like on a Bible story level. But now seeing that you actually run with that and you trust Him and you're able to, for me, that's also like, wow, God, thank you that so many times you have provided for this girl, so that now when she has to trust you for her livelihood, she knows, but God has provided my school fees.
Yeah.
God has provided, and He used individuals. He used radio programs. He used Spar. He used so many. Like, it's not a specific person that you can go and ask.
Yeah. No, it's good because I remember when we found out that Pure Hope is not gonna continue anymore. I see my mom was panicking, like she was so stressed, and I was just like, why are you panicking? Like, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. And like I was like in Lesotho, and it was like already the first week of school, and like everybody was just worrying, and I was just like, you know what? I was like worried as well, but I was like, God's gonna come through. He's gonna come through. Yeah.
Yeah, so He knows how to orchestrate things. I remember that was like the emergency that made us have to trust Him. Like people who are in circumstances like you grew up, if they want to rise out of that circumstances, it would take miracle upon miracle upon miracle.
Yeah, and I think, sorry, that's what makes it so eye-opening. It highlights the fact that it's a miracle, because a lot of this is not stuff that I was like very keen on to do out of my own opinion from experiences that I've had, and God has time and time again like pulled me in and pulled me closer. So it just really just goes to show that it was not human doing that, but that it was, oh God.
That you are a daughter of our King. You
Yeah.
are a Princess Portia. Portia, lastly, if you could share, so what is your biggest dream for the future? Like your ceiling might have been, what jobs did your mom do?
So my mom did a couple of jobs. Her first job in Lesotho, she worked in the factory.
Okay.
Yeah, and they made clothes and they made a couple of stuff in the factory. And then when she moved here, she had a job as a domestic worker at Moykloof Reach. And those people were very good to her and me and our family. And I remember specifically while my mom and I went to a all-night prayer by Shining Light. It's the same church, the African church that's at Moroleta. And we were there at the all-night prayer, and my mom was praying and fasting for a better job opportunity. And the same people that she was working for took her out of the domestic work and said, you're going to be our sales consultant. And my mom really flourished in that job. Like, she really, really did well. And then COVID hit, so then the shop had to close, and then she went back to domestic working. No, she went to work at Pure Hope first as an assistant teacher, and then she went back to domestic working in Mpumalanga because they didn't hire on a contract, so she just came in every day. And then she went to work in Mpumalanga, which was horrendous for me. And then she was not working for a while, and then I remember one December holidays, Sis Nonkonso called again, her Moykloof employer, and was like, listen, you need to tell your mom she must call me. they want her to go work by their house again. So they've been really, really good to us. And yeah, that's all the jobs that she's done.
Mm. So, what are the things that, what is your big dream,
Mm.
Portia? If you have to tell someone, what, if you look back on your life, what would you have wanted it to do or to mean or to, what is your big dream?
So I know a lot of people are like, when they get asked that question, they're like, I would have wanted a better past, or like there's stuff that they would have wanted to change. And as hard as things might have been, like, I don't think there's anything that I want to change, because it has led me to where I am, and it's made me the person that I am. And I told your dad, also the one, last Sunday, that I don't think I would have had the insight on life or the appreciation or the gratitude that I have if I had not gone through the things that I've gone through, if I had not grown up in a place like Plastic View. So I think now, thinking about the future, what I would really, what my big dream is I actually had a vision of this when we were at Parsifal, and I saw that big stage with like those worship singers, and they were like just really worshiping, and they were just singing and ministering to this huge crowd of people. And I was like, imagine if we could also do ministry dance with those singers, and like we could also minister to those people through dance. So that is for me a really, really big dream of mine. And I think when people hear and look at me, my dream is for them to not see, oh, this girl with this perfect story. I want them to see, like, I am just a girl like you. I'm just a girl that grew up in Plastic View, that chose to believe for a better future, that chose to see that things can turn out better, even though I had every reason to not even really think that things would turn out otherwise.
And for me, Portia, it is the biggest privilege. When I started with those six of you, I don't even know where the others are.
Yeah.
You were the one, only one from your class that saw the whole program through.
Yeah.
But it's been the biggest privilege to see the impact that if I bring what I have to
Yeah.
God and say, this is what I can give,
Yeah.
what He does with it.
Yeah.
I think I tell you every time you have a birthday, you are like the biggest testimony of what God can do when I trust Him.
Yeah.
So thank you for allowing us into your story a little bit today. And I hope that if you listen to this, that you would see that what God can do with the little that you have to offer. Maybe it seems like, yes, I can't sign up for the 6,000, or I can't sign up for the 400 per month, which does seem like a big commitment. But we were even thinking, if you take hands with a friend and you guys share an investment in a story like Portia's, how would that feel at the end of the year? Like for me, I never knew what I did when God called me to just teach ballet twice a week to you guys.
Yeah.
I never dreamed it could end up in something like this. And so we just want to invite anyone who feels like they want to do something bigger with their life, not in terms of bigger, just making a bigger impact on more people. We genuinely want to invite you to partner with us so that we can keep you updated on the people in our program, and so that you can be part of stories like this. So thank you.